was hanging around the wrong crowd, and I was really young.
Anthony came to the Boys and Girls Club a troubled child.
We have Daisy, Brownie, Junior, and the cadet, and the ages are from 5 to about 12 years old.
It's really hard to find some place where hearing impaired children can interact with hearing children on a regular basis.
Sherman had no brothers, and Sherman's dad passed away last year.
The big reason I got involved with the Big Brothers was to try to provide a role model example for a Sherman.
I guess Sherman see Al like, I just say like a dad.
If all he sees is bad things, if all he sees is poverty, then one could tend to think that that's all there is to life, or that's all I'm entitled to, or that's all I can expect.
I want him to go to college and continue to go to school. Don't be no dropout.
To be a positive contributor to this country, to society, to get a job, to do things that we're not necessarily taking from society but giving back. That's the payback. That's the payback for me. That's the payback for the people that contribute. That's the payback for United Way.
Well, the Big Brothers keep them out of trouble, and so they don't run the street or be in no gang.
Hope for us going to join the gang, but I didn't since I met Al.
Yeah, it's hard. It's real hard, but I just take a day at a time.
It helped me learn to listen and don't talk back to my mom.
He's a good little boy, and I'm proud of him.
I want to be a valued brother.
Having girls in Girl Scout will help them learn leadership, be with other girls, have fun, learn from each other.
It's a very good opportunity for the girls, both the non-hearing girls and the hearing girls.
I think it's really important for hearing impaired and hearing girls to get together so they know that there's no difference between them.
Karen's important to my girls' lives because without her, they wouldn't be able to participate in a Girl Scout troop.
I think for me, being involved in Girl Scouts, I think it helped me build up my self-confidence. And even though I'm hearing impaired, but it make me feel like, oh, I can do it. And I can help other girls to do it too.
I think that the children need to learn and be able to join the deaf world and the hearing world together because we all do have to live as one.
I look forward every week to be with them and doing something new and learning something and be together.
I began vandalizing, stealing, doing drugs.
This kid was left on the streets and was viewed by teachers and was viewed as society as nothing but bad. So he continued doing only what he knew how to do, and that was bad.
He was just a very lost, lonely kid that got picked on, pushed around, and hid from everybody, including himself.
I didn't really care about or like myself. And then I heard that there was a Boys and Girls Club opening up down the street from me.
All of a sudden, the kids are screaming, and they're running out of the building, and I run out of the office, and a big cloud of chemical smoke in the building, and children's eyes are burning, and we're evacuating the facility.
I smoke bombed and vandalized the bathroom, and they had to close the club down for 2 hours.
Kids are saying, it's Anthony Arianis, Anthony Arianis, and who's Anthony? Not a familiar name to me.
I came right down the street here to the house right behind you and was laughing all about it.
And one of the police officers, a young beat cop, just kind of rolled his eyes and said, oh, Anthony on Palm Lane.
And then about 10 minutes later, I get a knock on the door, and it's the program director, Jamil Borselli.
He told me where to go and how I should get there.
Oh God, could it get any worse? It had.
He gives me an ultimatum.
Come to the club, 3 o'clock, our doors open up. I expect to see you in the office at 3 o'clock. If you're 1 minute late, I'm signing those papers, I'm pressing charges, and you're out of here, kid. You're off these streets.
I found myself cleaning and mopping and scrubbing and, but then I began to absorb what was going around me, and I saw kids out there having a great time.
That club was his turning point.
The thing about it is this helped my mom out so much because here she was, she didn't have to worry about me. And she didn't have to worry about where I was. She knew I was at a safe place. And with the help of the Boys and Girls Clubs and the United Way, I was able to get into Brophy College Prep.
It happened. And it happened because way back then, they taught him that, you know, you can be what you want to be.
And then from there, I got a scholarship to go to Notre Dame. A couple months ago, I just graduated.
Today, if it wasn't for the club, I think Anthony would have been dead, and if not dead, definitely in jail or a gang.
Anthony represents what the Boys and Girls Club is all about.
It was through the Boys and Girls Clubs and the United Way that I'm able to be an asset and to be something that's positive and constructive and not something that's gonna be detrimental.
It's who he has evolved as a person that I'm proud of.
And all I needed was that person to take that extra effort, that extra step, just to show that little bit of love that meant so much to me.
Sometimes you can think that what you're doing is not making a difference, or maybe it's so small that it's not contributing.
You can't ever say it's a lost cause, because once you do that, you lose hope, and once you lose hope, you lose life.
It really does help, and it really does make a difference.
We want to see our money go to our neighborhoods. These are the schools that our children are going to. These are the streets that our kids are walking in. These are the senior citizen centers that our parents are going to.
The feeling of giving is always nicer if it's a little closer to home.
We want this to be a healthy community. United Way helps create that healthy community. The monies that are raised here stay here.
Sherman and I don't have this relationship if it's not for the United Way.
In some way, shape, or form, either they directly or else somebody very close to them has been affected by a United Way agency.
You know, that $5, $10, $20, $100, whatever it is, if it makes a difference to one, it can influence an entire generation. It can influence an entire family.
And if we keep believing in this circular effect and keep believing that by giving the United Way, that money is recycling itself, then we've won.
Hi, I'm Buck Showalter, the manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks. I may be a new face in the Valley, but I'm not new to the amazing difference people like you can make through United Way. When we give to United Way, we are brightening the lives of our friends, families, and neighbors. And because our United Way gifts stay right here in the Valley, we're helping to make success stories like Sherman's, Karen's, and Anthony's happen every day. Unfortunately, the demand for services and funding far exceeds what United Way is currently able to provide. As Anthony mentioned, although sometimes it seems hopeless, we can't give up. We must continue to pull together to make sure the nearly 90 agencies and more than 300 programs funded by your United Way contributions are there for the Anthonys, Karens, and Shermans of tomorrow. Ask any one of them today, and they will tell you that through United Way, you have brightened their lives more than they ever thought possible. For that reason alone, I urge you to help make a difference by making a generous contribution to United Way. Remember, a brighter tomorrow begins today, and it begins with you and me. I'd like to thank you for your support, and I have some friends who would like to do the same.
Thank you for being my big brother.
Thank you, United Way, for supporting the Girl Scouts.
Thanks, United Way, for making it possible.
A huge, huge thank you from the bottom of my heart to the United Way and the Boys Club.
Thank you, United Way, for everything.
Thank you, United Way,